we might be able to collect the knowledge from all the sources, but if we can't apply it in paper, then it's of no use. It will be discussed in paper too, but both the things should be done simultaneously, because just focusing on only one subject or only one paper will always cost your name in the list. So from PYQ we can learn the probable topics, but we cannot just judge ourselves. So giving test series in the last 3 to 4 months is very crucial in judging your performance. We don't take the marks of test series more personally, because the goal is to get selected or to make other selected. For this, I would like to first thank Janardhan sir, because if someone who is in the position of authority or where you want to aspire, if he had believe in you, that energy will give you push to do something for yourself and for themselves.
देखो, हमेशा इस तैयारी के दौरान ना बच्चे काफी बर्नआउट हो जाते हैं, काफी साइकोलॉजिकली डिप्रेस हो जाते हैं. गुड इवनिंग स्टूडेंट्स. My name is Karan Devidat and I am an educator in CAPF AC Mentors. And as you all know, few days ago, UPSC has released its a CAPF Assistant Commandant examination results, final results. And most of you have cleared the exam, and few couldn't clear because of many unwarranted reasons. There can be few deficiencies in the preparation and everything. But nevertheless, those who cleared this, we are really happy for them. And those who couldn't clear and who has chance, we want to really help them. Okay. And today, I really want to congratulate Mr. Anoop Dwivedi, so who has cleared the UPSC CAPF examination, AIR 106. And congratulations, Anoop. Congratulations for your first step of success. Because I wouldn't say this as complete success, because you have many goals to further to achieve, as I know. Okay. So before we begin the session, I would like to ask Mr. Anoop to introduce himself and his educational background and few other aspects which he wants to throw light to us. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Karan sir, and thank you CAPF AC Mentors for giving me this opportunity to present myself in front of other aspirants. Coming to the introduction, my name is Anoop Dwivedi. I was born in Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh, but most of the time I spent in Pune district of Maharashtra. My father is in CRPF. Currently, he is promoted to sub inspectors in CRPF. And I have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, graduation and post graduation in chemistry, especially in organic chemistry from Savitribai Phule Pune University. Apart from this, I have qualified Maharashtra's state eligibility test for lecturership, and I have taught students for 3 months. And later on, I shifted to CFF AC examination, and this was my second interview, UPSC interview, and I got All India rank 106 in this. Thank you.
Okay. So, how many attempts did you give, like, for the CAPF examination? Was this your last attempt or your second or third attempt in this preparation?
Sir, since there is no number of attempts given by UPSC in this examination, but by the age factor, technically it was my last attempt. I'm currently 25 years, and for general, it is a last year for to give the attempt.
So, Anu, you know this after civil services examination, CAPF exam is considered very tough and very elite. So, when from where did you get the idea that you need to prepare for this particular examination, and how what kind of journey that you had to face? And before we talk about the journey is the subsequent thing that we'll discuss. What were your resources related to different subjects in the of the syllabus? Can you throw some light on that?
As you mentioned, sir, that CPV is the second most tough after civil service. But personally, I felt that 2024 paper one and 2024 civil service pre, I think it was more of exchange. I found CAPF AC examination paper one more tougher than civil service pre that year. And coming to the inspiration, sir, my father is in CRPF. I have been in the CRPF camps from the very young age, and I have seen the officers. So the inspiration came from there, sir. I have seen them and I have talked with them. So basically, from them, I got to know about this examination. And for the resources, sir, I think more of like it is more of same for civil service as we say go, but we have to even add some parts like for science in civil service. There is no general science, I would say. There is less important, but in CAPF examinations, we have to more focus on general science and maths. And for other subjects like polity, I personally recommended preferred and I will recommend is Lakshmikant along with the Bear Act if possible. And for the history, I either go for Spectrum or Bipin Chandra. I used in the beginning for a Bipin Chandra, but it is like a book with a story. If you are good with the story, memorizing the story, then it is good. Otherwise, Spectrum is much better than other sources. And for the geography, I preferred NCRT. I was committed wholly for the NCRT from 6th to 11th and 12th, and more specifically 11th and 12th, I would say. And for the art and culture and something, there are like you don't need to focus more on this for this examination, because either you will get the answers from the very basic notes of any coaching classes, or you will definitely not be able to solve, because either question are much more in the predictable time, like there is question from Vijayanagar Empire or something, or there will be something very above the sky, so it will be tougher to decode such questions. So we have to even sometime we have to choose to leave such questions also. So for art and culture, I preferred like only IS one compilation. And for economy, initially I started with Ramesh Singh, and then in between economy is like more of current affairs. So you have to just add the notes from the current affairs. So I choose like our Sarans magazine also, and some of Vision IS notes in that. So these are my more of book list. And for science, I would say like you have to more focus on NCRT. If you have the time, you can just add up with the Lucent books, like Lucent SSC especially. I would say that one liner are more like good for this examination. And for maths, you can just go for PYQs. Like 10 years of PYQ will help you a lot to crack all these questions.
Okay, so the PYQs of mathematics of only CAPF you're talking about, or any other exams that are being conducted by UPSC?
No, no. When I am talking about the PYQs, I will always prefer to say that PYQs of all the examination that UPSC is conducting, because generally the syllabus of all like even in NDA, syllabus is almost similar for that. If you go look the CSAT, the syllabus is almost similar. So if you practice holistically from the all the questions from the different examination of UPSCs, so you will be able to score much better as compared to if you're just focusing only on single PYQ. So it's always better to go for whole.
Okay, that's really great. And tell me, see, what you say while preparing for paper one, what happens is like most of the students, they they commit some sorts of mistakes. So, see, I do not want to say and generalize what kind of mistakes aspirants commit, because it's better to hear from your mouth, because you must have corrected yourself with the failures that you have seen. So if you can tell me how did you cope up with all those things, that would be really helpful.
Sir, I believe that the first most important mistake that we all do is we tend to complete syllabus more holistically, and we leave the practice of questions. So the most important thing is in the last 2 3 months, we should rigorously practice PYQs and mock papers if possible, because we might be able to collect the knowledge from all the sources, but if we can't apply it in paper, then it's of no use. So practicing PYQ and mock papers is one of the thing that all the aspirants or students who are going to appear should do. And secondly, sir, when we are doing PYQ, I think we should do it as per the topic wise, not as like a subject, because in PYQ we will be always be scoring more. So don't think of like PYQ as a marks in the perspective of marks. You should make more focus of the topic wise PYQ, so that you should have an idea that this particular topic is being asked regularly in the examination, and these are the most important things that need to be memorized or that need to be taken in the mind. So such thing should be done. And apart from this, I think paper one, along with paper one, we should never neglect paper two. So of course it will be discussed in paper two, but both the things should be done simultaneously, because just focusing on only one subject or only one paper will always cost your name in the list.
So, when it comes to see, so you are integrating your knowledge down holistically that you have gained through sources that you said, the sources that you followed, and you tested it on all these PYQs. Yes, PYQs they help. And what about the test series? How come? How did the CAPF AC Mentors test series help you in creating your own way of solving the questions, not only in the test series but also in the examination? Can you tell me about that?
Right. So from PYQ, we can learn the probable topics, but we cannot just judge ourselves whether we are standing, because we might be just looking PYQ for multiple times. So sometimes it may misguide us with respect to scores. So coming to the test series or mock papers, like our CAPF mentors have always provided. So such test series give us an idea where we stand, and what are the topics or area of where we lack, where we need to improve. So giving test series in the last 3 to 4 months is very crucial in judging your performance, because based on the PYQ or based on the syllabus, you cannot judge where you, and once if you are not able to judge where you stand, you cannot climb higher. So for climbing higher, you need to be very good at judging yourself, and test series are the one of the way where we need to judge. But I would always also suggest that don't take the marks of test series more personally, because sometimes you may be able to score very good and sometimes you may be able to score little less. Rather, take test series as a part of your analysis. You should be able to score good in particular topics. Suppose you have done science very well, so you should be able to solve maximum question of science. You should not be able to. You should not be worried like you have not scored in other subject, or you are getting around 110 or 20. If you have done science very religiously, you should be able to score 30 out of 30 question in science, because in science people do score. And I would suggest, like in my experience also, in the last attempt I was not able to score good, even though I came from a science background. But in last year I did religiously practice science, and I was able to solve 26 question out of 28 this year. So yes, analyzing your paper in this way will help you.
Of course, we try to commit few. Can you tell me the mistakes that you committed other than what you say, solving PYQs and solving in the overall paper one preparation, where sometimes you might have you must have started some wrong book which was suggested by someone else, where you were already acquainted with the syllabus, but someone suggested that reading this book is much better than this book. So these kind of any mistakes that you committed which made you realize later when it was nearing the examination.
If I'm coming to the books, I would not take name, but there are some books which are for economy, especially there are 1,000 pages, 1,200. I personally believe there is no need to read 1,000 to 1,200 pages for CAPPC, especially for the term of economy, because the here question is very crisp and to the point, and you need to be very good with basics of economics and some current affair parts. You don't need to be very good at advanced economic, I would say. So avoiding such books will save your times, especially for economic. Also, you need to dedicate your time, especially for the question, topics which are being asked multiple times. Like science is one of the major part, and even I am from science background. Still, I had done the same mistake that earlier I used to think like I have done masters in science, so it is a kickback for me, especially for chemistry, I would say. But it was just a misconception and it's a myth. Even you are in a good with science, you need to study religiously for this examination. It has some other demands. You might be good at your school or college, but this exam tests you in different way, in an analytical way. So just because you are good at something, you should not avoid it. You should practice it, and you should try to gain maximum out of it. I was good at maths, and I in the previous attempts I was like taking it lightly, कि नहीं कोई बात नहीं भाई, I can score maths. But even if I am getting 2 to 3 question wrong, then it is basically costing me my selection somewhere. Two to three question will give you around 8 marks if you are correcting it. So just focusing on your strength is one of the key thing you should always do. And try to minimize your weakness, I would say, like studying something which is not so necessary. Like if you are dedicating your time for economy for 1,000 pages, I think you can just use this time for polity. Sometimes we only study for Lakshmikant in polity, but Lakshmikant, looking at the present scenarios of the people, I think Lakshmikant is not sufficient. You should always supplement with the bare act and the PYQs, because there are certain things like one of my one in one question, like in PYQ there was question of money bill. So everyone knows that it is mentioned in article 10, but
On one ten.
109 also has mentioned over
Yes,
there.
yes.
So this is not mentioned, I think, in Lakshmi Gandhi. It is present in bare act. So
Where at my
certain thing,
present.
yeah, certain things should be verified and should be studied by the bare act also. So, and apart from this, I would say that just for geography, especially, I would personally suggest go for NCRT. There's no need to go for any others book, because most of the questions are covered by the geography. And if something is very specific with respect to world geography, I would say, I think it is very hard for any single candidate to cover the whole world geography. And for just one question, you might be wasting your lot of time. So just try to reduce your wastage of time and try to prioritize your importance topic.
Yeah, and let us get to another paper, because paper two is, as you already mentioned, paper two is equally important with paper one, because in any paper, if you're not properly balancing it, there's a high chance that you're losing your chance.
Right.
So when it comes to paper two, what was your strategy and approach? Because paper two in the syllabus, the topics are given as per the UPSC syllabus,
Right.
but depth in the breadth, both are too wide. Okay, so how did you pick up on this, saying that I need to do this in this manner, I need to cover these things? So what was your strategy? Can you let us be very specific over here? From point A to point Z, you give me everything in a go, because that would be really easy for me to understand and also for the viewers to understand.
For paper two, I would suggest first of all we should understand that paper two is not just a GS paper, rather it is an English paper. So it's a combination of both GS and English, and we should take this in our mind. For that, we have essay, argument, essay, a report. So very first thing we should know that we should have all the structured, formal structure, like how to write essay, how to write argument, and how to write report, essay. We should be very good at, if you are avoiding formal structure, you are just losing your marks. So I will start with the essay. After the structures, you should actually prepare some themes. From going to the PYQ, you will be able to analyze that there are 10 to 12 themes that has been multiple time asked. So if you can prepare those things like a journal information and some content, like some quotes, some facts about that, those things that should be prepared beforehand, and it should be supplemented with the some test series, because paper 2 is more of practicing, it is not of knowledge, because whatever knowledge you have wanted you have already gained in paper 1, preparation of paper 1 and the current affairs time. So apart from structure, you need to practice very good for the AC and argument. In argument case, I would say that you should always start with introduction and conclude with there should be some conclusion. Just don't leave the argument in between that, giving just points, and try to give at least 5 to 7 points. We sometimes we tend to give 2 to 3 point, and we does not substantiate with example. These are the things that cost you marks. Substantiating the arguments with example always helps you gain that zero point 0.5 marks or plus 1 marks will end up into accumulating to some 80s or 90s. And in the last 2 years, I have seen that personally, I have observed that paper two checking is being very tough. I would say marks are people are not able to score as much as possible. And apart from argument, for report, uh, uh, there is always an advice for like from everyone that we should read newspaper. But I would not generalize it that it is necessary to read newspaper. You can just read the compilation also, but you should be aware about the basic things that are happening in and around, like in our country, in our international affair. So you should be able to write about those things in the report in a structured format. Also in report, you should also substantiate your report with some what I would say that some data, it is supported should from some newspaper. You should always give references of your information from where. And most of the time, if you mention some good newspaper, all the things are always covered. You don't need to remember, नहीं नहीं भाई यहीं से पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा. It's not necessary, because you might not read that, but they might have covered, and it is just overall you can give references. And for the Prezi, we students generally try to avoid such thing, but Prezi always give good marks. Practice it beforehand, and for the comprehension, practice is only key. You don't need to study anything else for comprehension. Rather, you should practice it in the test series, mock papers, or in the PYQs. And for the grammar, do religiously the PYQs of 10 to 20 years, if possible, I would say. Because if you see the CAPF AC paper and or CISF LDCE paper, all the time the grammar, at least the type of grammar question is most of the time repeated. They might just change the sentences or words, but the type and demand of the question is almost the similar. So if you do this religiously, you will be able to score good and always try to score good in grammar, because this is the only thing where you can just have a confidence of getting some marks. And apart from grammar, like in essay and argument, there is always chance of that subjective thing the examiner might find. You might find some good essays, but he might not consider it that better. So there is always +1 or +2 or -2 marks changes. And apart from this, I would always say that for essay and argument, always try to add some quotes, use connector when you're writing essays, that your flow should be maintained. It should not be just an random GS answer. Never use points. Even I have seen, like I have previous year, I have seen some question, some sample mock test series that answers. People use points in essay. I don't know where this come from. It is an essay. Essay should not be treated as a GS question, and it should be like in a flow, like in a paragraphs. And you should have at least introduction should be in a single paragraph, conclusion should be in a single paragraph, body should be in a 3 to 4 or 5 paragraph. So all, and apart from this, like there's one simple thing, like no one checks your number of words, no one counts your how many number you have got, but they do definitely check that whether you have filled all the available space they have given or not. If your handwriting might be very small, so you think that writing 2 page might give you 300 words. That does not matter. If you even if you are writing small or big, you should just fill all the gaps. Like if they have given 3 pages, you should be able to fill that 3 pages. So such thing will improve 1 or 2 marks, and eventually it will lead to 90s and 80s. And I think in the last 2 to 3 years, 80 plus is always a good marks in paper. So let's keep trying.
So, and how test series of our CAPF AC mentors? Because see, before I break it to everyone, even Anoop was on the team of CAPF AC mentors while continuing his preparation, and especially on paper two and for paper one, especially with the max thing, because we used to be very constantly discussing things. So.
Right.
What was your like of course setting the paper and evaluating things are that is the duty of evaluator that you have provided, and also the what you say the model answers keys that you helped in preparing them. But on being an aspirant side, how did you prove yours, how did you learn from the test series that we conducted, and where did you find the middle ground that no, I need to follow this path rather than following some extremities? How did you do that?
I will give an example. Like in the first attempt, I was since I was also preparing for civil, so I have learned from the answer writing. So I was writing essay in a format of like a GSN. So the first thing that I learned during that evaluation, that essay should have some connection. It should have some flow. Like it is a very small thing, like one word of connection with 2 paragraph. This thing might give you just one +1 marks in one essay. So like you can get 4 +4 marks in all the 4 essays. So 4 marks is very good marks if you see in overall perspective. And apart from this, like test series like ours, always, even if the question has asked that it should be in a 300 word, the model answer should is always in 6 to 900 words. So the content you need that will be given by the test series, the quotes and or the facts and figure that you may miss, you may have to find very like it may take time to find in every corner and nook. So these things are being provided by the test series that CAPVC mentors have, that the particular specific verified data, verified quotes from certain dignitaries or revolutionaries that need to be, that must be used in your answer. So such thing just enhance your answer writing skills. So for the perspective of AC, I think this is the one of the thing I would like to add. And from the arguments, what I have seen in CPF AC test series, that the most of the time argument is always substantiated with the example. These thing we always try, we always lack, and this even I have used this thing in my answer writing. So I think I may have got the good marks in paper two also. This thing will give an extra edge from a person who may not be writing, practicing or giving any tests. So test series help in such a way that overall it will improve you. You might be having certain good point in you, but you might be having certain weaknesses in writing also. So such thing is being considered by evaluator, because most of the time the test series evaluator, even if I have done the evaluation last year, I think I have already qualified the paper one and paper two, and I have given the interview last year. After that, only the sir has considered me to give this opportunity. So such thing, since I have the experience of writing and getting qualified of at least written stage, I would say. So from the perspective of evaluator, that it is always helpful for the aspirant to give certain advice, and which will enhance their marks, because the goal is to get selected or to make other selected.
When it comes to the sources, no, let us get back to the sources in a minute. So, when you were appearing for the exam, in the real time exam for paper two, what was your strategy over there? How did you approach the paper? Because you have given how to write the essay, how to write argument, and how to write report, and various other things. But approaching the paper as a whole, what was your strategy?
For this, I would like to first thank Janardhan sir, because he has given me the tips for this. I would say the brainstorming thing. Like if you see six questions or six topics of essay, first you need to select the very important four topic, because selection may cost you, like you, if you are just randomly writing and in between you realize that you don't have the content, then what you will do? Just you can't just cut that thing and go back to start basic. So the first selection of the question and then brainstorming about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. It may you may think that you are wasting your 1 to 2 minutes, but trust me that 1 to 2 minutes will help you to gain at least 15 minutes overall. So brainstorming about the topic, creating at least some body point or introduction in your mind beforehand to the start of the AC, that will eventually help you in the completing the paper in time and completing it very good, in a good sense. So first thing I always do is the brainstorming for the essay arguments and the report. And in report, I always think that there should be some data, some current affair data should be there, so that it should look more authentic. Because if you read a newspaper, also there's also some citation, like it is according to the PIB, according to the some ministries, according to some statutory bodies. So such things should be highlighted, and that should be highlighted in your paper also. You should underline or highlight such things. Try to underline, I would suggest. So such thing should be came in, should in the front of evaluator should also, so that he should consider that yeah, you have studied somewhere, you have the knowledge, because they don't have the time to just verify every single detail. They may have a good knowledge. I believe that they, since they are very experienced, so they may have always the good knowledge, but they may not always have the all the accurate answer. But you should try this to get this leverage in your favor. And for the grammar, I always after doing around three essays, because the fourth one is the most trickiest one. I always shift to the grammar, so that since it is a 25 question and it gives you the most important marks, like I always scored around 20 marks in grammar. It is one of the good, but not the best, I would say, because people do score 25 to 25. So try to complete that first, because grammar should not be completed in hurry, because you may miss a very good marks or your crucial marks over there. And then go to the other section. And for comprehension time, do read the essay at least twice, once before reading the question and once after reading the question, so that you should understand what is the demand of the question. It should not be done like yeah, just you will not get the exact answer in the essay, in the paragraph. You need to just understand the demand of the question and understand the meaning of the paragraph. Then you can only you can write the question. There might be the answer might be in one line also, but you have to show some skills, your English skill, I would say. Make that one line into 3 to 4 lines and complete the space. So such thing helps you somewhere to get 1+1 marks or plus 0.5 marks. So eventually it will add up to some greater numbers.
Of course, what you say, how was your experience with the interview? And
Yeah.
how did you how did you prepare for the interview? Because see, paper two is totally subjectivity,
Right.
where you're giving the answers, you're writing the answers.
Hmm.
Paper one is also is objective, but here
Right.
you get to see subjectivity plus objectivity. So how did you overcome, and what were the challenges, and how did you feel every time when you were giving an interview with the UPSC? And how did how did the CAPF AC mentors through IGP program. How did we help you? Can you please throw some light?
I had given twice this UPSC CAPF interview, and the last year it was like I was more enthusiastic. I have qualified certain UPSC examination. I'm going to give interview, so the energy was very high. And from my perspective, last year interview was more of good, but the score says otherwise. But so I learned one thing from those score, that need to control your energy. First of all, you cannot be just overexcited, and because when you are overexcited you may commit mistake, you may not even get to know that you have done something blunder. And coming to this year, I would say that first of all, very thanks to the CAPFC mentor, because you guys have brought the IGP program very early as compared to other. Like in January we have started with the program. So the holistically, that preparation of DAF, like every angle of DAF was covered, and it was provided to all the students. I was very shocked how you guys can give a 50 to 60 pages of PDF to every single student. So you might have really worked very hard. So very thanks for that. I think the DAF was covered from your PDF all only. There, I don't find anything else that need to be added for the DAF. But for from DAF, there is also a section of SRTs, current affair, international affairs, that has been covered by our multiple that lectures sessions given by most of the selected candidates and the officers. Even one time, sir was there. He was addressing the SRTs. So there was some certain protocols. He told us that there should be certain flow of action that you should need to follow in SRT. And overall, I would thanks Janardars, and particularly for my case, I would say, because he was more rather than mentor, he was like a big brother for me. He was just he used to call me around every 10 to 15 days and just ask me, Anup, bhai kaisa chal raha hai? He would not even scold me something. Was kaisa chal raha hai? Last year when I got married out, he called me. I was not able to even talk to him, but like in those 25 days he tried to call me twice and thrice at least, ki kuch kar rahe ho nahi at least. And that belief of someone, if someone who is in the position of authority or where you want to aspire, if he had believe in you, that energy will give you push to do something for yourself and for themselves. So I personally think that that 25 days, that a phase of setback has somewhere helped because of the Janardhan. So he was during whole time, like whole cycle of this 2024 2023, and it was a very good experience of mine, that he helped very crucially in all the stages, in the interview stage also. And the most important advice for the interview, I would say, that maintain your calm, speak calmly. I was more a fast speaker. I would say even faster than what I'm speaking right now. But in the interview, I was very calm, very controlled. I talked in the point manner. Whatever I'm talking should have some keywords. You should deliberately use keyword. So, like people always say that you can direct your interview. The way to direct your interview is to use keywords. Get them into the interviewer's head that you want to talk about this. I was deliberately pinning the point that certain human rights should be like balanced with the, if we are following rule of law, human rights cannot be violated. So there were 3 to 4 questions. One person deliberately asked 3 to 4 questions about this rule of law and human rights, and I was very prepared. So I think such things should be done deliberately, and it will eventually help. And I think I got around 115 last. I think 2 to 3 days back, mark sheet came,
Yes.
and I got 115 out of 150. It is a big jump, I would say, because in last year I was somewhere 90 out of 150. So it is a big jump of 25 marks, and all credit goes to you guys and other who have given me a feedback in mock interviews. Because even Janarson and all mentors suggest that we should give multiple mocks, not from in the one organization, but if possible in a multiple organization.
Other than this, like, were you only preparing for CAPF? Because see, मोटा मोटा हम लोगों ने तैयारी के बारे में तो बात कर ली है, क्योंकि एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैनर में आपने भी समझा दिया है कि प्रिपरेशन कैसे करना चाहिए एंड कैसे CAPF इसमें। बट ये क्या सिर्फ आपका तैयारी सिर्फ CAPF तक सीमित है, या otherwise you're also preparing for other examinations also?
I was preparing for other examination. I will like bluntly accept that. It is not just like I was focusing for CAPF. First of all, I since I had done masters in organic chemistry, I did made my backup that I had qualified Maharashtra State eligibility test for lecturership, so that I should not fall back for something for nothing. There should always be, I believe, there should be a plan B. Being an officer, there should be always plan B, plan C for every situation. And coming to the competitive examination of UPSC, so I was preparing for civils also. Unfortunately, even though I got a little good marks in I like 90 plus in pre, but okay, things happen. We did not able to qualify the pre, but I was preparing for civil service and I was also preparing for the CGL too. That CGL helped me in getting good marks in maths and science, I would say. And the preparation of civil service helped me for the paper two and others like polity and history. So if especially if syllabus is somewhere similar, you should always try to give multiple examination. There is no hard stick that if you are preparing for some defense examination, you should not try for civils. Every single person who is here, he knows that he has given other examination also, and there is no harm and there's no wrong in doing such. So yes, I was preparing for civils and the CGL.
So, any other further plans that you are looking for civil services preparation, or you'll be continuing your current examination that you have cleared?
First of all, I would happily continue this service because my father is in CRPF and I have seen the CRPF very closely, and it was always in my dream that somewhere or how I should serve CRPF first, at least for some year. So I would definitely join the service, and I'm sure that I will get CRPF at least 106. So definitely a CRPF. I should get CRPF. So I will happily join this service, but yes, I do have some aspiration of trying to clear civils first of all, because I have three more attempt left from a journal category. So if since I might not be able to give this attempt because training might start around February March, but after completing my training, I would definitely try to get into the civils if possible. So yes.
Okay, that was really nice talking to you, and also a very beautiful insights that you have given. And but one thing we are missing, that is the psychological factor, because
Yes.
देखो हमेशा इस तैयारी के दौरान ना बच्चे काफी बर्नआउट हो जाते हैं, काफी साइकोलॉजिकली डिप्रेस हो जाते हैं. There are many other factors like people, students, aspirants, because me and you also, we were in a phase where we were totally taking what you say, touching the lower graph. So at that
Right.
time, how did you handle that kind of pressure and how did you come out of it?
First of all, I was little fortunate in this case because from my family, I didn't face any expectations or some push. You should do it right now or no. No, I was little lucky in this case. My cousins, my family was always supportive. They might have some doubts sometimes, but they never express in front of me at least. They always like, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, अगला एग्जाम दो कोई बात नहीं. I can feel the pain of कोई बात नहीं, but ठीक है since they have never expressed, so I'm very thankful for them. But regarding that mental pressure, like if you are giving it once or twice, mental pressure is always there. If for it may be for 10th examination, it may be for civil service. Mental pressure is always there, and for this you should always try to have something other than this examination. Like you should not just fully focus on this examination. You are just burning yourself. You should play some game. If you are like good runner, you should run. You should walk. At least do some physical activities. You should do yoga. You should have some friends who is not preparing this examination. I would specially mention who is not preparing this examination, because you will not be like to talk always regarding the examination, because UPSC is a very uncertain. Even if I'm get selected right now, I would not say that I was very sure of the selection. I would like give an example. I have filled the form of NTPC, and was having NTPC's examination on this Monday morning. So I have even booked the ticket for that Friday night we got the result. But I had booked the ticket. Yes, anything can happen. I might have to give this NTPC examination. So you should be prepared mentally and should have a certain thing apart from this examination. Try to play some games. Try to talk with the friends who are not in the process, and live as a life. Like it is not the end, and it is not the only thing you can do. You have multiple opportunities. you may not even like you may not currently think you have certain opportunities or not, but if you look a bigger picture, you will always find certain things to do. It is not the only thing that is the end of life. So having a bigger picture, having a blessing of gods and your family member, you can just fight the mental stress. And I think this mental stress is somewhere making us stronger for the organization, because even if we are getting selected, there are a lot of more pressure and mental strength that need to be capable of us. Like if we are fighting nationalism, we need to be very mentally strong. So this thing is basically preparing us for the organization, and you should embrace this pain of, like I would say, a happy, sweet pain, because once you will get selected, you will feel that yeah, it's it's not that big that you cannot achieve, or it's not that small that you may just throw it up. So it's just a balance of both.
So balance of doing things. That's really
Yes,
nice. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that was really nice talking to you, Anu, and
Yes.
really great insights that you have given about the exam also, and also psychological part and everything. I think मोटा मोटा हम लोगों ने सब चीजें कवर कर लिया है,
Right.
बिकॉज आपका एग्जाम तो हो गया है। अब आने वाले जो नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए जो तैयारी कर रहे हैं उनके लिए तो यू विल बी एन इंस्पिरेशन हाउ टू मोल्ड देमसेल्व्स, बिकॉज अभी मुश्किल से शायद 40 दिन बचे हैं, मुश्किल से 40 दिन ही बचे हैं। सो एनी लाइक इन 40 दिन के लिए कोई एनी स्मॉल सजेशन और एनीथिंग दैट यू कैन गिव वेयर इट वुड बी रियली हेल्पफुल फॉर द एस्पिरेंट्स, प्लीज। इसके बाद हम लोग सेशन को कंक्लूड करेंगे।
For first of all, from the perspective of studies, revise this all the topics you have read. Please do not read anything new. Revise it as many time as possible, and try to practice paper two, writing of test series of paper two, in the at least for the next 15 days. And the last 15 days, go through the PYQs. Just read the question, read the answer. Just go through it. Make yourself habitual of PYQs, because the question will come just similar to the PYQs. And apart from the studies, I would say just prepare a mental map how you are going to enter the room, how you're going to address the first question to the end of. Just talk to yourself. Do not engage in any type of quarrel, arguments, any type of anything that is not related to your examination in last 30 days. And second of all, have a good sleep. Certain time we have to travel to our examination center for like 2 to 3 hours. So if possible, try to reach there at least a night before. Have a good sleep, invest in yourself, use good pens, and have some healthy breakfast. You need to be focused and energetic on the D day. That will eventually help you to get some good marks and somewhere to get a selection. And
So
best wishes from my side.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is it, guys. You have heard it from the horse's mouth on how to prepare. So once again, congratulations on clearing your examination. So thank you, guys. We'll come back with another topper because Anup has given his beautiful insights, and even the time is running out. So
Yes, yes.
thanks for everyone, and especially thanks for Anup to taking out some time to share your beautiful insights. Okay, thanks a lot, and we are signing off. Thank you.